A knock reverberated through the stillness, heralding the onset of an unexpected tale. A soft, gentle tap that carried no trace of worrying. Just a subtle reminder that life was still blossoming beyond the peaceful boundaries of my sanctuary. As I made my way to the door, clad in my robe, the remnants of a lackluster shower clung to my damp hair, a testament to the morning's unremarkable start. As I swung the door open, my imagination painted vivid pictures of the mailman or maybe a familiar neighbor waiting on the threshold. Yet, it was Liam, the offspring of my dearest friend, 19, elevated yet slightly subdued by the sweltering grip of summer. He slipped into a white tank top that hugged his chest and highlighted his arms beautifully. His tousled curls danced around his face, and his grin sparkled with a youthful charm. "Greetings, Miss Clara," he proclaimed, lifting a modest box with care in his hands. "My mother has asked me to bring this to you." His voice echoed with a richness I had not remembered. For a brief moment, I came to a halt. Then, a smile blossomed upon my face. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Liam. Oh my goodness. It feels like ages since we last crossed paths. He offered me the package, and I caught a hint of the gentle fragrance of soap mingled with cologne, all infused with the comforting embrace of sunlight. Indeed, I have been deeply engaged in my studies and a multitude of commitments. Yet, my mother underscored that this carried profound importance. "Come on in," I beckoned, shifting to the side. "Permit me the joy of presenting you with a delightful glass of refreshing lemonade." He hesitated, a glimmer of doubt dancing in his gaze. "Only if you are truly certain." I must insist. As he stepped into the room, the fluidity of his movements, laced with a captivating confidence, rendered my throat dry. Perhaps it was the way his tank revealed just enough to evoke visions of all that existed beyond. Perhaps I had simply been wandering through the vast expanse of solitude for far too long. I poured two glasses and extended one towards him. In a brief, enchanting instant, our fingers brushed softly against one another. He looked at me with his deep brown eyes, a smile dancing on his lips. "What a striking presence you have." I must admit, I let out a laugh, maybe a touch too quickly. "This worn robe speaks volumes." "No, seriously," he said, taking a sip. "You still hold on to that flame." The words hung in the air around us, delicate and fleeting, akin to wisps of smoke, a dangerous yet sweet mist. We found ourselves gathered in the living room, a space filled with the echoes of laughter and whispers of shared moments. As I settled in, a wave of realization swept through me, drawing my attention to the way my robe hung loosely around me. Liam's eyes flickered, if just for a brief instant, to my Bethai before he turned away, attempting to maintain a sense of propriety. I prepared to speak. "How is the journey through school unfolding for you these days?" "And interesting," he said with a twinkle in his eye. "I would rather immerse myself in a hands-on experience." With a profound inhale, I gathered my thoughts. The air changed, thickening with unspoken tension. Perhaps it was simply a creation of my imagination. Creativity. Perhaps it was simply the product of my own vivid imagination. Yet, I felt it stirring within me. I relished another sip of lemonade, striving to keep my spirits high. "It appears you possess a remarkable talent for wielding tools. Wouldn't you agree?" "Truly," he observed. "From time to time, I find myself assisting my uncle with an array of plumbing tasks. In a fleeting moment, an idea slipped into my mind, appearing innocent at first glance, yet cloaked in an enigmatic darkness, an undercurrent lurking below. It seems my Shah has taken on a peculiar demeanor," I noted. "Light touch, chilled liquid is something I genuinely loathe. Could you spare a moment to take a look at this?" He lifted his chin and squared his shoulders. At this, what a captivating moment. "If you happen to have some moments to fill," he beamed with a smile, "illuminate the journey ahead." I guided him to the bathroom. With each step, My robe danced gracefully, and I made no effort to make the necessary changes. He knelt beside the tub, skillfully twisting knobs and examining the pipes with a watchful gaze. I lingered in the shadows, captivated by the way the muscles in his back danced beneath the delicate fabric of his tank top. "A leak, you say?" he mused, reaching out his hand. "Delving further into the shadows. It seems that a washer may need to be replaced. Can it be mended? Truly, a journey to the hardware store appears to be on the horizon." I settled beside him, inching closer than was truly needed. As we moved, our shoulders gently grazed, a fleeting connection in the midst of the unfolding tale. His breath lingered in the air, suspended for a brief, enchanting moment. He looked into my eyes, and this time, he maintained that connection. Our faces lingered close, wrapped in an almost palpable hush. His gaze lingered on my lips, a silent promise hanging in the air, before it drifted down the soft cascade of my robe, each fold whispering secrets of allure. I should have stepped back. I should have found my voice. Yet, I chose not to. He did not either. The silence spoke volumes of our hidden feelings. "Thank you, Liam," I whispered gently. "What is the tale's intent?" His voice danced softly, wrapped in an air of entreaty, to awaken feelings within me anew. He held his tongue, the weight of unspoken words hanging in the air. He looked at me with an intensity that spoke volumes. In that moment, I understood that everything had transformed. That night, I lay back in bed, my fingers gliding over my lips as if they still carried the memory of his kiss. He had not at this moment. Yet, I yearned for him as well. I should not have. He was the child of my dearest companion, vibrant, remarkably captivating, curious. Yet, longing transcends all limits, and I had just unlatched the gateway to an experience I could never close again. The next morning, Liam lingered in my mind, a constant presence that wouldn't fade away. Those captivating eyes of his, those hands of his, the way he looked at me hinted that I was something beyond just a mother, beyond the image of a widow in a flowing silk robe. As I stood before the mirror, I delicately brushed my hair, each stroke a quiet moment of reflection. The fabric of my robe embraced me a touch more snugly today. Yet, I noticed how my skin glowed, as if it captured the essence of his warmth. Even though he had never touched me, a knock at the door resonated again, filling the air with anticipation. My heart soared with joy. Could it have been him? As I turned the handle, there he was, standing right before me. Liam. On this particular occasion, however, he was not dressed in a tank top. He slipped into a snug black t-shirt that highlighted his chest, paired with jeans that fell just right. In his grasp, he held a small, unassuming brown bag, a seemingly ordinary object that hinted at untold tales waiting to unfold. With a flourish, he hoisted the bag aloft and proclaimed that he had brought the washer. "I intend to finish the repairs on your shower." A gentle laugh escaped my lips, concealing the quickened beat of my heart just below the surface. "Your generosity is limitless." He stepped inside again, as though destiny had always intended for him to be in this very place. As I watched him, his movements flowed with a natural grace and confidence, radiating a quiet strength. We ventured to the bathroom once again. The gentle caress of the robe's fabric whispered against my thighs, a delicate touch that spoke of comfort and elegance. His gaze flickered briefly, yet he opted to move on without lingering. He knelt beside the tub, unzipped the bag, and embarked on his task with unwavering determination. I sat on the edge of the tub, my gaze fixed on him with keen interest. I deliberately turned my eyes away. Yet, I faltered. "You keep looking at me," he said, his gaze anchored in another direction. A smile danced upon my lips. "Your presence is truly delightful." He slowly lifted his eyes, capturing my gaze with a steady intensity. "Indeed, you are too." Once more, that silence wrapped around the space, inviting you to explore its profound essence that words could never truly convey. In search of a towel, I asked with urgency, springing to my feet in a flurry of movement. Indeed, he observed, my hands are quite moist. With a graceful turn, I navigated towards the linen cabinet. The delicate fabric of my robe whispered as it slipped from my shoulder. I departed, leaving it untouched. As I turned, I discovered him there, closer than he had been just moments before. Water flowed gracefully from his hands. In that moment, I leaned in softly, extending the towel to him with a gentle touch. He embraced it. Instead of hastily drying his hands, he chose to gently lift his fingers, tenderly brushing away a droplet of water from my collarbone. His touch was soft, almost tenderly so. I took a swift breath. "Clara," he said, his voice tinged with a hint of uncertainty, as though he were searching for affirmation. As I peered into his eyes, a world of stories unfolded before me. There was no guilt, only a gentle warmth, a deep desire, and a sense of wonder. I let him carry on without interruption. His hand swept gracefully to my waist. In a fleeting moment, his lips brushed against mine. It was devoid of swiftness. It was devoid of any hint of untamed spirit. The rhythm flowed gently, a charming exploration of creativity. I yielded to him, my fingers dancing across his chest, feeling the quickened pulse of his heartbeat echoing my own. He pulled back, even if just a little. Since yesterday, he has been sharing his wish to do that. With a deep inhalation, I gathered my thoughts. Long before you graced my doorstep, I had yearned for this moment. That confession broke the fragile wall that had kept us apart. He pressed his lips to mine again, this time with a deeper fervor. My robe slipped ajar, and I made no effort to conceal it. His hands explored me as if I were a cherished tale he yearned to uncover, tracing each curve, every inch, and the soft sighs I fought to hold back. Once again, I discovered the profound spirit of femininity within me. Beyond a widow, beyond just a mother, I was longed for. Colorful. In the serene aftermath, we lay on the soft bathroom rug, our bodies intertwined, hearts beating together in harmony. Silence wrapped around us, both of us at a loss for the words to shatter the tranquility. At last, Liam whispered, "Was that all right?" I turned my eyes and took him in. "Exceptional to acceptable. I didn't intend to put any pressure on you," he added. "I warned you that you didn't. I yearned for this with the same intensity as you did." He smiled, a genuine, radiant smile that transformed him, making him not only appear younger, but also infused with a newfound strength. I proposed that maybe we should hold this close to our hearts. He tilted his head in a gesture of recognition. They just couldn't comprehend it. I looked up at the ceiling. Amidst the confusion that surrounds me, I embrace it all without a hint of regret. Yet, I held back. In that warm, welcoming bathroom, I stumbled upon a treasure I thought had vanished for good. Longing, caress, bond, a feeling that goes beyond simple loneliness. It came to me as a 19-year-old boy, awakening the very spirit of womanhood that lay dormant within. The next morning, I woke to discover myself wrapped in Liam's black t-shirt. It wafted his essence, vibrant, spirited, and overflowing with a delightful sense of mystery. He left following our meeting in the bathroom, a shy grin dancing on his lips, and his cheeks flushed with a hint of color. Just as he was about to step over the threshold, he pulled me close for one last kiss. "Take your time this time around," extended, as if he yearned to imprint the essence of my flavor in his memory. As I stepped barefoot into my kitchen, his shirt draping mid-thigh, the lingering warmth of his hands wrapped around me like a comforting embrace. The tingling lingered, steadfast in its refusal to fade away into obscurity. With a mug brimming with steaming coffee in hand, I found my place at the counter, my eyes drifting to the world outside the window. The sun soared majestically in the vast expanse of the sky. The sweet symphony of birds' song danced through the air. Yet, deep within me, a storm had started to stir. What steps did we embark upon? At the age of 56, I found myself reflecting on the tapestry of my life. At the age of 19, he found himself on the brink of adulthood, the beloved son of my dearest friend. I should have brought it to a close. I should have kept my distance from him. Yet, I held back. After so long, I experienced the gentle embrace of a touch, stirring something deep within me. Greater than. It's not just a contact. It's a profound connection of souls. He drew me into clarity. As the clock struck noon, my phone burst to life, delivering a message that felt like a whisper from the universe. Liam, would it be okay if I dropped by later? I looked at the message, letting it settle in my mind for just a fleeting moment. My thumbs hovered above the keyboard, ready to weave the tale ahead. I answered with a resounding yes, without a doubt. The doors swing wide, inviting all who dare to enter. My heart raced the moment I hit send. At 2 p.m. he once again graced my doorway, a bag of groceries in hand, ready to weave another chapter into our afternoon. He entered with a flourish and proclaimed, I thought I'd create something extraordinary for you today. Are you in the kitchen crafting a meal at this moment? I asked, raising an eyebrow. He flashed a grin, not entirely confident, but I strived to make an effort. I set forth, leading him on a journey to the heart of the home, the kitchen. He set the bag down gently on the earth and carefully pulled out pasta, white tomatoes, and a humble block of cheese. In that brief instant, he seemed completely pure, remarkably unremarkable. This was hardly out of the ordinary. This was the rhythm of our days, a familiar dance we performed without fail. As he coaxed the water into a lively boil for the pasta, I immersed myself in the art of chopping the luscious, ripe tomatoes. We labored side by side, our shoulders occasionally grazing against one another. In moments that felt electric, our fingers grazed each other as we both reached for the same spoon. Ephemeral flashes, seemingly harmless yet irresistibly captivating. Clara, he asked gently, what is that? Did I cross the line yesterday? In that moment, I paused, caught in the web of uncertainty. My eyes were drawn to him. What I beheld transcended the simple infatuation of a youthful heart. A figure stood before me, overflowing with inquiries and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. And maybe, just maybe, there lies something deeper. No, I whispered softly. You have yet to traverse any boundaries. We embarked on a journey together. He tilted his head in recognition. Yet, the quiet that followed unveiled his lingering doubt. He noted that it was not the usual way of things. Time has woven its tapestry upon you. Embrace your true essence. Who am I? Elegant, insightful, just out of my grasp. I blinked. Then a smile danced upon their lips. Your charm is truly enchanting. He looked at me, his eyes holding a depth of unspoken words just waiting to be shared. Still, he moved closer. His fingers reached out, gently caressing my cheek. May I steal another kiss from you? He asked, his voice soft and barely above a whisper. I nodded my head in agreement. In that ephemeral instant, our lips met again, as if drawn together by an unseen force. More softly this time, more leisurely. Proceed with heightened vigilance. His arms wrapped around my waist, and I found myself yielding to his embrace. My hand danced beneath his shirt, fingers exploring the curves of his abdomen. He inhaled sharply, and that sound stirred a deep feeling within me. Our lips intertwined in a passionate embrace, while the water bubbled and hissed in defiance of the stove's heat. In the end, we settled onto the couch, plates of half-eaten pasta perched in our laps, as laughter bubbled up between us over the unfortunate taste of our dinner. In a light-hearted manner, I mused that maybe we should have chosen pizza instead. He bestowed a warm smile. Next time, I shall let you take the lead in the kitchen. His hand lingered on my exposed thigh, fingers weaving intricate patterns. I stood in silence. I stood my ground, unshaken. It was a longing deep within me. It was crucial for me. Do you feel a twinge of fear he inquired all at once. For a fleeting instant, I took a moment to ponder. Truly. Yet, I harbor no regret. He drew nearer, his lips brushing gently against my shoulder. My sentiments echo yours. Once again, a compelling pull revealed itself, unmistakable and strong. That ache settled softly in the space where purity meets the looming specter of unavoidable outcomes. In that fleeting moment, it bore no weight at all. The essence of his touch was what truly resonated, stirring a feeling of rebirth within me, as if I were blooming anew, full of life, on a quest. Beloved, not right now. Yet, in the grand tapestry of existence, perhaps in the fullness of time, on that particular night, he paused for a moment, savoring the atmosphere before he finally took his leave. As we lay in the bed, his chest gently molded to my back. The warmth of his breath danced softly against my neck. His hand reached for mine beneath the sheets, holding it tightly, emanating warmth and the comforting sense of safety. In that moment, a realization washed over me. This rose above simple moments. This was transforming into something magnificent, a treacherous predicament, something authentic. To all my extraordinary A True Infidelity Stories subscribers, I offer my deepest thanks for your steadfast support throughout this journey. Your presence is the heart and soul of this channel. Welcome, dear traveler. If this is your first visit, I warmly encourage you to hit that subscribe button and become part of a community that celebrates the bravery to feel, to love, and to explore the mysteries that lie ahead. Let us dive into the final chapter. The morning sun gently poured through my bedroom window, casting warm, golden stripes across the sheets, as if the day itself was weaving a tale of light and warmth. Liam lay beside me, enveloped in the embrace of dreams, his hand resting softly on my waist, his breath a tender caress against the nape of my neck. He seemed at peace, so incredibly youthful, with an air of delicacy. I watched him closely for a long time. This young lad, this individual, the son of my dearest companion. What brought us to this point in time? How did a single package evolve into a burning passion? With careful intention, I slipped out of bed, fully aware of the importance of keeping him undisturbed. As I stood before the mirror, wrapping my robes snugly around me, the weight of our choices settled heavily upon my heart. What could others convey? What could she reveal? His mother, my cherished companion for over 20 years. What secrets would her gaze unveil if she found out that her son had pressed his lips against mine, caressed my skin, and whispered my name as I trembled beneath him? Would she ever be able to open her heart to the possibility of forgiveness for me? Liam awoke from his dreams not long after. He slipped into the kitchen with a soft step, wrapping his arms around my waist, and pressed a gentle kiss into the curve of my neck. Morning, he whispered, his eyelids still weighed down by slumber, a gentle smile dancing upon his lips. As the sun began to rise, I softly whispered, "Good morning." Yet, my voice possessed a unique resonance. With a heavy heart, tread carefully, he took note right away. "What troubles you?" he asked. I turned within his embrace, cradling his face softly in my hands. "Liam, it is time for us to share some words together." His smile faded into shadows. He possessed a keen awareness. "This can't keep happening." I whispered softly. "We crossed a threshold, and I feel no regret in that choice. Yet, it weaves a tapestry of complexity, profoundly complex." He held his tongue, the weight of unspoken words hanging in the air. He looked deep into my eyes, as though searching for something to hold onto with fervor. "You are but 19, I observed, and I'm you single quotes re not just anything," he remarked with urgency. "From the moment I crossed the threshold of your abode, you have lingered in my mind, weaving through my thoughts like a captivating tale." His words pulled at the very essence of my being, yet the tumult of my fear overshadowed everything around me. What might unfold if your mother uncovers the reality? I whispered softly. What if this brings about the end of everything? He moved forward with purpose and deliberation. His hands gently enveloped my hips. In that instance, we shall tread carefully. Yet, how much longer can we keep our true selves hidden from the world? I asked. He hesitated, a glimmer of doubt dancing in his gaze. In that stillness, her quiet understanding wove itself into the air between us. What we shared had risen above simple longing. It was a tale of peril. It roared with intensity, with not a drop of water to be found. 2 days drifted by. I held back from reaching out to him. He did not manage to convey a message. I continually comforted myself at the thought that it was finally over. On that fateful third afternoon, the sharp ring of my phone shattered the stillness. It was she. The one who brought Liam into this world. My heart leapt into my throat. I reply, striving to uphold a sense of the ordinary. Greetings, my dear, she declared with a radiant smile. Liam dropped by to fix your shower. Your openness to let him lend a hand is truly valued. He shared that he felt the profound sense of maturity when he was with you. With a deep inhalation, I gathered my thoughts. He proved to be quite the help, I noted thoughtfully. I swear that boy is blossoming into quite the gentleman, she continued. He spoke of the pasta you made for him, describing it as terrible, yet somehow charming. I let out a nervous laugh. He makes a valid observation. A moment of silence hung in the air, and then she spoke a phrase that sent a shiver racing through my veins. You know, she whispered, he speaks of you often. Indeed, a considerable amount. Beyond the bounds of what a simple neighbor should. For a fleeting moment, my breath hung in the air, caught in the web of anticipation. I can't quite grasp the situation, Clara, she continued. Yet, you hold a special place in my heart, akin to that of family. I entrust my faith to you. A tangle of remorse wound itself tightly within me. Belief. That was the word that broke my determination. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I crafted a message for Liam. It is essential that we halt our endeavors. His reply arrived with astonishing speed. What is the tale behind this? Your mother is starting to question things. This must come to an end. A moment of stillness lingered in the air. Then he shared his tale. Yet, my heart is drawn to you. My fingers grew rigid against the frigid touch of the screen. Endearment. My eyes welled up with tears. That word had not danced upon my ears in years. Yet, I felt a deep understanding of the journey that lay ahead of me. Then cherish me enough to let this go, I reply, before it obliterates everything that is. His final words came forth. You will eternally be the first woman who stirred my soul. It feels like an eternity since I last beheld Liam. Not since that fateful night. There are moments when I stand by the window, waiting for a knock that never seems to come. Yet, I remember how he touched me, how he kissed me as if I held great importance. In that ephemeral instant, I rose above the essence of a widow wrestling with a faulty shower. I transformed into a woman rediscovering the exhilarating feeling of being desired again. Sometimes, love comes, not cloaked in the assurance of forever. At times, it's just a brief moment, a kiss stolen away in secrecy, a whisper lingering in the twilight. And that shall be enough.